that my dog had eye surgery, and that was the doctor following up to see if she can take her collar, cone of shame, I call it, off today. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm not sure if it's actually live streaming. I'm trying to see if it's working. Oh, there we go. Let me check the audio real quick. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's all good to go. Let me upload my, okay, cool. Let's keep going. Sorry for the intermission. So that was my little stress test, is when all hell breaks loose, it goes full there, and you can see the lower the geometry, you can see how the geometry being lower, there's less like try count. And if they're super detailed, it goes slow too. So it's just a fun little tool, one of the little vibe coded tools that I added, and everything is here on this doc for people to take a look at. Let's get back over here. So shows one watching, it's probably just me. If you guys have any questions, let me just add this again. If you have any questions, please add here. Okay, so I already did that. Let's dive in. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. I'm skipping ahead. Okay, so explore, observe, and think like a creator. So this is like that little first exercise that they will be doing. So a quick hands-on introduction to exploring interactive worlds and developing a creative mindset. So for this part, they're going to watch a little video and get a handout. I'm going to show you guys the little video, not the whole thing, just a little bit of it. They're going to explore interactive worlds, fill out the handout, observe, notice how worlds are designed and organized, navigate, get used to moving around in Hyperfy, and think about how these experiences could connect to storytelling, learning, and student creativity. And hopefully, and also inspire them what they build. So this is the little video. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to, you can see it just walks through some of the basics and talks about a little storyboarding and shows off some cool worlds and stuff like that. So I'm not showing it because the audio for some reason never records and plays. So for this part, they will be using back to the little resources I have. So all of them will be able to here, this is the Explore Like a Creator. So all the resources and handouts that they can use were there. I have a collection of worlds. V1 worlds are version 1 of Hyperfy that they can explore. These are the V2 worlds list that they can explore. And then I also included some shortcuts and for Mac and PC if they want to check those out too. So yeah, they will all be given that, and I'll kind of set them free. One of the fun things I did include here, and let me show you right here, is this little whiteboard. I believe it's free. I don't think I'm paying for this one. Is I'm asking them to take a screenshot of their favorite one, so then we can have a little reflection time. So here is an example of the little, some of my favorite little shots that I took. Took shots of this on Title XYZ, Voxvinian, another Voxvinian cool world. And it's just a fun little resource and that they can use in the classroom if they want. Let's say you have a bunch of students running around doing this exercise, they can take screenshots and stuff like that. Okay, let's get back to it. So I have a little handout, and in the handout is where they do their drawing. I mean, they can draw. One of the things I really do like to do is I have experience working on mural projects and stuff. So I was thinking how much this reminds me of mural projects. I've also done a lot of claymation workshops. So world building is a lot like doing claymation and a lot like planning a mural. There's a lot of community, there's iterations, there's a lot of like the type of planning that I do for world building is very similar to that. So if you guys have ever done any of that, that's what it's like. So those of you who are joining us, thanks for being here. I'm just walking through a little presentation that I have for an upcoming workshop I'm doing for Oahu educators. Department of Education educators. It's going to be a one-day workshop, and this is just some of the resources that I have for them. So I will link here if you guys want to check out. Here, this is actually what it's going to look like for them. Let me paste it here if you guys want to check those out while you're watching. All these resources are free. We're welcome to use whatever you want. I'm keeping this on my actual live version. I mean, Notion version, so I can update. So I'm walking through this to see if I have any updates and stuff like that. So let's get back to it. So after they do their share and reflection, kind of created a little sample for them to check it out. So the kids, I think the best part is always sharing and reflecting. Since this is a shorter workshop, we might not have as much time as reflection as I would like, but it's still a great idea to always include that. I think that's the most important part. That's when you get to share what you thought. After that, we'll be diving into the recreation challenge. And this is just a little exercise that I developed in order for them to get to know how to build within Hyperfy. They'll be recreating a park, getting comfortable with Hyperfy's build mode tools. So the recreation challenge is basically just this. I have a bunch of files in already GLBs in world, and I have 10 different worlds that I was given by Hyperworld host, and they will have access to be able to build in there. So I'm going to do a builder walkthrough. They're going to be recreating a park after I show them how to use the tools. And they'll also be doing a couple other things, including going to open source avatars, changing their avatars, and adding an item from Polypizza and the Hype Explorer. So getting them used to kind of where to get resources and things and how to work through that. So in the recreation challenge, the tool overview is we're going to get started with showing them how to actually be able to edit, and they will be given their passwords and stuff like that, the basic controls, and just like if you guys have used most softwares, it's like the basic how to move around, how to get into the edit mode and that kind of stuff, how to drag and drop objects in there, how to duplicate items, the file types for Hyperfy, and practice using the Polypizza and open source avatars. And again, I want them to take screenshots of their finished park as well. So we'll again be going into this little, here you go. There's their park. So I have like 2 little sections for them. So another little thing I'm going to share with them is another resource that I vibe coded. So one of the things in schools, you're not able to download things and stuff like that. So I created a little resource that if they're going to run this with students, let's say they have like 3 worlds or something, or a couple worlds, they can have everything preloaded in the world, or they can have things in this file viewer that I will let them use for the month. And they can just drag and drop into their world. They don't have to download anything. Everything is purely on the web, which is really cool. So I can show you guys that real quick. I've actually have the resource on this page. There it is. Let me open this up in a new window to show you guys what that is. So just to show you how it works, I'm going to go into a different view mode here. There we go. So you guys can see how it all works. I'm going to open up my little world. Actually, I'm going to open up a different world. Oops. I'm going to have to update that. I kind of messed up, showed you guys my build key. That was really silly of me. Let me change that real quick because I can't have people knowing my build key. I've worked hard on that world. I don't want somebody messing it up. Okay, update build key. Something you shouldn't do when presenting. Show everybody your passwords. Not too smart on my end. Sorry about that. Okay, let's open up another world. Now I have all the different worlds that I have from them. So I'm going to open up. This is like a little sample world. Let's open this world up first, and I'll show you guys what I'm working on. So I started doing some testing. I've actually connected all of these worlds with API so we can prompt in world as well. But let me show you guys how easy it is to use this little tool that I vibe coded. Here it is. So let's say one of them accidentally delete something within here. What I've done is I've added every single model that we're using there in here. So they can go to they just click on recreation challenge and they can just read, let's say the trampoline. This would be like, oh, I'm building in here. I have my build permission and I go, oop, I hit X. Oops, I accidentally deleted it. So I want to bring it back in. All they have to do is like, let's drag and drop it. And there it is. There's my trampoline again, which is really cool. So it's just a fun resource that the teachers can use in their classroom, or they can upload any items in here too. Let's say I wanted to add other items and an MP3, a VRM, a hype, or a GLB, it can all be uploaded here. So yeah. Let's get back into this real quick. And let me go back into this mode so you guys can see it a little bit better. So this is another, everything that I've created, I've kind of thinking for in terms of the teachers and educators to see what might be most useful and help them if they're running their own workshops with these tools. So here is the tools kind of more broken up, editing permission. All you have to do is backslash, you type admin and the password, and then I walk through all the different tools. Like this is the script interface. One of the cool things about Hyperfy is you can code in real time in world and it changes everything. So you can do this collaboratively, which is really cool. You can change the name of your items and the metadata, which is awesome. And once you enter your password, that's when the editing menu appears. So I dive more into even all the panels in here and talk about the world details and all that kind of fun stuff. So one of the fun tools, resources that I use, which I love, is Polypizza, free 3D model download. So there are all these great models in here that you can use, and just thank all creators that you use the models from and for letting us use them. Another one of my favorite resources is open source avatars. You can you can download and easily place the models in your world. And let me open that up real quick to show you guys. Open source avatars. Now this is there's some in, there's a tiny collection in here that's not appropriate for uh, younger kids, but the teachers could use this and download VRMs and have them already ready in the world, so the kids don't go in here and use this site. But almost 99% of them are appropriate. But since a couple are not, then a workaround is just to download. All you have to just download once you pick an item, and here it is. And I just, all you have to do, let me go back into the other modes so you guys can check it out. So let's say I've downloaded my file and I have my VRM. Here, let me get rid of some of this stuff. So all you have to do is drag and drop that item in here. So you could either place it. When you place it, it actually places that model as an object in here. So then you could actually like have like, you know, cool characters in your world hanging out. Oh, let's see if it's streaming is still happening. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. It was doing a little buggy. So you can place things. So you can have like your little NPC-like characters. Let's say if I want to place him here, let's place him up here on the slide. So that's kind of cool. Or let's say if you want to drag one of the VRMs that you download and become that, all you have to do is equipped, and now that's my new avatar, which is really cool. As you can see, there you go. So I thought that was really cool. So you can do that with all these VRMs, and that's why I have that there. So one of the exercises they will do is to both place and equip themselves with these avatars. So then I dive into a little bit more about what hypes are. It is Hyperfy's app format. Anything you drag into World becomes a hype. They're really cool because it doesn't make sense. You can edit the code live and directly inside the world, drag and drop assets in real time, share worlds instantly. Let's say if you have a bunch of hypes that you did, like this object that I did in here, I prompted an umbrella that rains, which is I thought was kind of fun. So this now is a hype. And let's say I want to share it with somebody. All I have to do is download it. And there it is. You can see right here. Look, now it's self-raining umbrella. So now this hype, I can bring it back in if I want, and I have that umbrella again. So it's just a hype that I can share with my friends. So that makes it really fun. Any object in here I can download and share, and it becomes a hype. So when you drag anything in here, a GLB, it becomes automatically a hype. So every object you can see, you can check out, some have code. This one just has a basic collider. And let's say I want to check out the code behind this AI prompted. Here's the code for here. And I can actually go in here and tweak this code out, which is really cool. So I could, what I would do is grab this, bring it back into like a Claude code or ChatGPT, and then ask it, hey, I want to change a couple things, and it could tell you exactly where to change it. Or you could just come in here and be like, hey, I'm going to change this, see what happens. I'm going to change this color, let's say to white. See what happens. There you go. I changed the color of the little stem part here. Let's change it to another color. Let's change it to, let's say, black. And there you go. Now I have my black umbrella. So again, real-time coding, super easy and fun. I think it's a fun way to learn coding and understand what's going on in the background. Let's get back into the little presentation. Actually, I'm going to show you guys another couple things too. So this Explorer tool right here, and look, this is why I'm doing this live, because the minute you do things, then you're like, hey, I should just link that. And I actually do have it linked. Right here. So what I'm going to do is make sure, let me open it up. And these are all these hypes that are community built, or you can download and bring them into the world, attachable. Oh, look, let's do this one. This is a fun one. I've used attachables and other things. That means you can, there it is. So when I walk over to it, you can see what happens. Equipped. No, that one's not working. But I have other attachables that do work. That's the thing. A lot of these things over time, when things change, some things don't work, some things do work. Let's see. What should have worked? Oh, let's see if this one works. It's always fun to go in here. I haven't been in here for like a week or so, and you never know what's new, what works. Let's see if this actually works. I guess that one doesn't work either. I'm not having very good luck with these today. Let's see. The avatar station I already have in here. Ooh, I know the butterfly swarms. Let's see if this one. I love the butterfly swarms one. Let's see if this one works. I know the other ones have worked in the past, and this is one of my favorite ones. Let's see. Finally. Yay, look at the butterfly. So there's all these resources for, look at the fun butterfly swarms. I love watching them. It's always fun to add any elements that add this kind of fun interactivity. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. Let's go back into this mode, or else the stream will be like 5 hours long, and you guys don't want to be here with me for 5 hours long. Okay, so what I'm going to do is maybe add in here check out the Hyperfy app explorer to add cool hypes to your world. Oh, and there we go. And what I could do is just, let's add this. Oh no, it's the wrong thing. Never hurts to add it in there. There we go. Not that, well, you can actually link there if you're watching it. Yep, it actually links to it. So I'm trying to make this a useful tool as well for them later. Okay, let's keep going. So the hype library here, I dive more deeply into it. I probably don't need it up there since I already have it here. I forgot I had a slide for it already, but it's okay. Okay, so here I kind of give some demos, some fun interactive hypes. This is, I like this one a lot. It's a portal one that I've used. You walk in here, it brings you somewhere else. Like you have a portal and a place, so you kind of link it that way. And as you saw in the other live stream, which I ended to start this one, you can have cool portals that open up web pages, which is really cool. So that one, let's do something fun real quick. Let's go to the volcano world. And I'm gonna grab the new build for that, since I showed you guys the key and I shouldn't have done that, but I have a new build key for it. So let's go into the volcano world real quick. And now I'm gonna hit tab. Oh, hold on a second. me show you guys. I'm actually not showing you. There you go. I'm going to hit tab, admin, and here's where I'm not going to show you this time because I'm really bad at that. I keep showing you guys my passwords. Um, let me enter into the build mode real quick and off screen. There we go. Okay, now I can show you guys. Okay, now I'm in here and I want to download this cool hype here. I could have found it in the record there too, but let's just grab it from here. I just want to show you guys. So you just click on there in a tab, click on there, and I'm going to just download it. There we go. So I close that up, and what I wanted to do, reload this world real quick, is now I'm going to bring that portal into here. There we go. Let me move it around right here. So this I'll probably delete afterwards because right now this is supposed to be a world for one of the teachers. And I'm adding a bunch. Oh wait, no, this is my demo world, so that's totally fine. Okay. So anyway, there's another fun hype. Let's keep going. So another thing that I did in some of the worlds is I use Suno to generate some AI music, and it's a fun way to spice up the world. And here's this little viewer up here. Here, let me go back in here so you guys can see. This little guy up here follows you around and plays music, which is really fun. And there's a bunch of different hypes that do that too, that plays music. So for this part, I'm going to set them free and let them build for about 45 minutes. After that, they'll be able to share and reflect what they did. And now this is where the micro building begins. So micro world, it's just like a format that I created so they could quickly iterate and get in there building kind of like a standards aligned way to approach this. I mean, I go in here, I come from more of an arts background. I tend to build without structure, but the micro building structure of the challenge innovation outcome, I did that so it could be more standards aligned for educators. And it's kind of good to have like a goal and a focus. Sometimes restrictions is very creative way to build. So for this part, I walk them through a couple micro worlds I've built, show them the planning process, tools I used, and how I created the objects in there. From there, they'll be start planning. I have some storyboards that I will be handing out to them. And this again goes back to the idea of like when I did claymation, they did storyboarding. When I did mural projects, people would plan things out. It's always good. And when I do live streams, I kind of have like a general plan as well. If anyone watches, I have one person. Thank you for watching. If you're actually not just me watching, which it might just be me. Okay. And okay, let's dive on in. So the planning process and resources. So world building storyboard planning worksheet. So I created this little worksheet just to help them kind of like we would do the same kind of process when we did claymation or even doing a mural stuff. It's nice to have an idea, and I like paper and pencil, and that's where I always love to start. So what they're going to do is they're going to be using Ulu card, and that's going to be kind of like the guiding principle for their micro world. And actually, I think I go more, here we go. I kind of dive into more of the details. This is just the overview. They're going to have a challenge, innovation, and outcome. They're going to write down the models they want to find and generate and what tools they can use for that. And then maybe sketch out ideas of their micro world. So this is just a little quick overview for you guys. So I'm using these Ulu cards represent the Hawaiian STEM value your group will use as a foundation. And these are created by STEMworks, and I integrated them when I did the STEMworks conference a year ago. And again, or you can use your own. I just, again, wanted to create like some kind of framework so people could easily dive in here and start using this. So this leads back to another resource that I created, Standard to World Replit. So this is another resource that let me open it up so you guys can see it real quick. There we go. Let's bring this up here. So this is another, sometimes this is a little buggy Replit. Sometimes you have to go in there There we go. Here we go. Okay, so once they have the little password, they can come in here and choose by grade level. I have uploaded standards on here so they can use that. And they can choose what they want. Let's see, developing claims. They can choose the grade level. Since we're K through 5, we'll be doing that. They can choose their ULU card. Confidence, I like that. And they can choose how, like, what this lesson plan is going to be for a 1 class, a 2 class session. A lot of times I know teachers have a lot of things they have to go through, so they might only have time for a short, really quick 1 class version of this. So then from there, it creates generates idea and it'll create a lesson plan. So they can download this lesson plan as a PDF and yeah, and it's just a little resource I thought might be helpful to get them rolling, and they can use this for the workshop as well. So while that does its thing, let's go back in here and keep going. So I then dive into some of the demo micro worlds. I still have to do a little demo for the Hawaii volcano exploration one, but for now I'm just going to keep it to these two, and then we can walk through the volcano one in a different way. So this is one that I did. This is one for the STEMWorks conference. And Malama is to take care, preserve, protect, and nurture. So again, I just walked them through my ideation process. So for the challenge, I thought about a real world problem that impacts Hawaii. I thought about coral reefs and how they're being affected. And then the innovation was I wanted to create a little micro world, coral reef and beach environment Hyperfy to show how touching or getting near coral can damage it and how we could show that with a world. And then the outcome is hopefully to bring awareness to that issue. So walk through the world. So these are all the resources I use to create this little micro world. I use Deep AI. I use Meshi to create 3D models. I did prompting in World. I use the Hype library, and I use Polypizza. And from there, I kind of walk through in more details of here is the card. This is the one I created in the end because there's no one Malama. And then I walk through the character that I created. So another exercise that we did is like you create a character for a world, and that's kind of fun. Mine is a robot crab, Kaiulu, the coral guardian. He protects the coral and he cleans the reef. And again, these are all the resources. And then they're going to dive into practice using these tools. So how to AI prompt in Hyperfy. So I'm going to give a little demo of that, which is, I love AI prompting in Hyperfy. It's one of the funnest things. And we can do that right now real quick. So once you actually have your API connected, I'm going to go /create and let's do a nene goose that jumps. So nene goose, they live in Hawaii. They're some of my favorite. So I'm just going to create that just to add it and let that do its thing. As you can see here, let's move this other item over here. My dog wants something. I'm not sure what. Whenever I'm on my computer, my dog appears. So an Inagusa jumps, and that's being generated as we speak. I'll let that do its thing. So walk. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at me. I thought I was showing you guys that. So what I did is I opened up the tab. Here, let me go here. Tab. I do /create. And then type in what I wanted to do. Let's do a Hawaii glowing fish. There we go. So then it's just going to generate that. So while it does that, let's go back here. I kind of talk about one of the cool things. Let's say you have a bunch of kids AI prompting objects. They can download what they prompted and then share it, and they can bring it to that file viewer vibe coded site that I showed you guys earlier. And then all the other students could just drag and drop it into the world. So it's a fun way to share. Another cool thing that another person in the Hyperfy community built, Mr. Mertzig hacker, he developed this. You just copy and paste the code from any hype, and it will generate a GLB out of it. So that's another fun thing you can do. Okay, from there, I'm going to do a little walkthrough of Deep AI. That platform is fun. It's free. You can prompt create images, and you can use Meshy for that as well. But since they're going to be using, I've actually created a list of emails and logins already for them to use, but I don't want them to use up their credit to create the images, so that they can use Deep AI to create the images, bring that into Meshy, and create their 3D models. Then I will doing a Meshy walkthrough and how to do that process, which is really fun and easy, and kind of like, you know, show them like, oh, you have an idea. From there, you can go to standards to get ideas for what models you want to prompt your image here in DPI. You can choose all these different modes, and from there, go to Meshy, and then bring your object into the world. The second demo world I have is this is the Rapid Ohio Death, which I've done videos about too, if you guys want to watch that. So I use Deep AI, Meshy, I am world prompted aspects, and there's the little world I created for that. And the key thing is I kept this as simple as I could, so then they can see how they can also create this. So here I walk through my challenge, innovation, outcome, and in this I talked about the Rapid Ohio Death, the innovation, and the ways they're trying to protect the forest. And I did link in this world to all these different resources so they could dive in. This is very tip of the iceberg of what they can learn about the Rapid Ohio Death and how to help, but I just picked one item from there. And hopefully the end is to leave people with a clear understanding how their actions affect forests, and collaboration supports environmental care. So from there, I kind of walk through how I created my Iiwi Guardian, inspired by the birds that inhabit the forests where the Ohio are. And then how I created different models, my boot washing station I grabbed from a site and I recreated it. And again, this is the process for creating that world. And I kind of go into different aspects here of how I use different tools to get rid of backgrounds and things like that. And here is my character creation guide. And you can put complete toolkit of AI resources. So I kind of like plan and create. You can use these tools, find and build in 3D is right there. File sharing, Worldbuilding, that's the one website. And again, back to a little bit about Polypizza, the open source avatar, kind of repeat it, and then Gravity Sketch, which is hopefully we'll have time for this. I love Gravity Sketch, and I will show them how to use Gravity Sketch, which is free as well. You can build models in there and bring them into Hyperfy as well. And then some little bonus exercise if they have time, some coding, how they can go in here and teach basic coding, how they can change the code, the color, and stuff like that of prompted things, how to set up API key, and some classroom tips. And here is the little vibe coding, little overview, all the different things I vibe coded and how fun it is, how I'm sure a lot of teachers now are using vibe coding, great resources for their classroom. And then a little bit about file optimization and a pilot program that I did with 3 educators. I'll talk a little bit about that. And then they will be playing. So probably like, I'm hoping at least 3 hours will be spent for them just building things and back and forth. And my favorite part is when they will share what they built and the reflection time. So these are all different questions I'm going to be asking them and me saying, let's stay connected. So yeah, woof, there's a lot, but I hope you guys learned something and enjoy this little walkthrough. But I guess I'm going to end it for now. My dog, I don't know, she needs some food, so I'm going to go give her some food. But thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to end the stream for now, and let's see where I am streaming and stream.